So in this video we're now going to be modifying the script connected to the first person player to work in the stamina control. So if you just click on first person character and just open this character controller motor script. Okay, we're going to be using this. So I'm just going to go to the bottom and we need to create a few new entries. So public float and I'll call it stamina equals 10. So this is basically how much stamina do you have, how long should it last. In this case you can run for around 10 seconds. If you want it to be shorter or longer, obviously manipulate that number. Need another public float and this will be max stamina. So what's the total amount of stamina that you can have, and I'm gonna match the number, so 10f. Okay, then we need a public integer. This one is going to be decay rate, so how fast should it go down, and we will say 1. So no need to put an f on an integer, it's just 1. So basically it will go down by 1 amount every second. So public, and this is another float, and this will be refill rate. So when it's going back up, how fast should it regenerate? And I'm going to say 0.25f, so in other words a quarter. If it goes down by 1 and it refills at a quarter, ratio of 1 to 4 is pretty good. Okay, then we need to associate our breathing objects. So public game object, and this will be light breathing. Light breathing, have I spelled that correct? I think I have. And then once again a public game object, and this one is going to be heavy breathing. Okay, then we need a couple of booleans, so private bool, and then we'll call this light breath. It equals false to begin with. And another one, so private bool heavy breath equals false to begin with. Okay, so on start then we're going to say, yeah, we're just going to put it under here. Okay, so we're going to say light breathing dot game object dot set active to false. And we're going to do the same with the heavy breathing, so we're going to just basically switch off the game object so it's not currently playing. So this one is heavy breathing. Okay, great. So under the update then, let's do it on the top, I think. We're going to say if light breath is equal to the value of false, which it should be to begin with, and then we're going to say if stamina is less than 3, and then we're simply going to take these two, so Control and C to copy, and paste them into this section here. So we're going to take our light breathing and we're actually going to turn that one on. So we start with this light breathing and we're going to switch heavy breathing off. Okay, just to ensure that we don't get both turning on at the same time. And then we're going to say light breath equals true. So once again, that's kind of a light switch method, so we only run it once. Then let's take this entire section, Control and C to copy, Control and V to paste, and we're going to say if light breath is equal to true, equal to the value of true, and if stamina is greater than 3. Okay, we're actually going to switch both sounds off, so that's false. Okay, and light breath equals false again. Now all we have to do is take both of those sections, copy those and paste them underneath, and this time it's for the heavy breathing. Okay, so we're going to say if heavy breath is equal to false, and this one should be if stamina is equal to 0, equal to the value of 0, then we're going to switch off the light breathing and we're going to switch on the heavy breathing. So this one becomes true, and we're going to say heavy breath equals true. Okay, and then we're going to say if heavy breath is equal to the value of true, and if stamina is greater than 0, then we're going to switch everything off. Okay, and we're going to say heavy breath equals false. Okay, so that should handle the sounds of the breathing. Now we have to do the breathing, the stamina itself. Okay, so for this one, we're going to do this inside of the input run. Okay, but before we can actually run to begin with, we need to make sure that we have enough stamina. So we're going to say if stamina is greater than 0, then we can initiate the run. We're just going to contain all of that inside of there. So if input.getButton run, speed equals run speed, and then we're going to say stamina equals stamina, and we are going to get fed up of saying hearing the word stamina, minus decay rate multiplied by time dot delta time. So that keeps it consistent, a consistent rate of decay. Now we need to make sure that stamina is not going below 0. So we're going to say if stamina is less than 0, we're just simply going to cap it, so we're going to make sure that it's set to 0. So we're going to say stamina equals 0. So it will always cap it off at 0. And then we're going to say else. Oh, sorry, we already have the else, don't we? It's already there at the bottom. Let me just get rid of this space I've now created. Else is there. Okay, speed equals walk speed. Now what we're going to say is stamina equals stamina plus refill rate multiplied by time dot delta time. Okay, so it starts to refill. Now we have to make sure that it doesn't go above its maximum amount, so we're going to say if stamina is greater than max stamina, if I can click on this, then we're simply going to set stamina to max stamina, which is currently 10, so we're making sure it never goes above 10. But if you decide to put in a different amount for the max stamina, it will make sure it doesn't go beyond that amount. Okay, so that will handle the run speed and the walk speed. And now it's only dependent if we're actually pressing the run button. So what if we're not pressing the run button? Okay, so we need another value that says if stamina is equal to the value of 0. At this point we're going to set speed to walk speed. So let's just copy this, Control and C and paste, and then we're going to start a coroutine. Oops, let's do it all as one. Start coroutine. Let me start that again. There we go. It's just easier to do that than accidentally misspelling it. And we will call this one stamina refill. Now, stamina refill does not exist in this. Oh yeah, I've not created it yet, that's why. Okay, so we need to go down near the bottom, just underneath void, so I'm just going to press enter a couple of times. We're going to create an I enumerator. There it is. That is called stamina refill. Okay, let's just make sure that we spell that correct. Yep, the red line is gone, so it recognizes it, which is good. Now, obviously, we need a new yield. So yield return new, and it's going to be a wait for seconds. Now, the amount of time that it's going to wait for is going to be max stamina. So the idea behind this is if somebody decides, let's say as a game designer, you decide to give the player like 30 max stamina, they can run for 30 seconds flat out. As soon as they've used all that up, they now have to wait 30 seconds before it's refilled again. So it's kind of you know, it's a bit of a punishment for giving the character too much stamina, if you like. So then we're going to say if stamina is equal to the value of 0, and we're going to set stamina to max stamina. So stamina equals max stamina, which in this case will be 10 again. So we'll have to wait. We'll have to wait 10 seconds, and then after 10 seconds it will set it back to 10 again, and you can go forward. Okay, so that should all work. What I want to do in the next video is do a walkthrough and see if all of this is working properly. But before I do that, however, I should probably set some of these things up. So let me just save that. Just let it update and everything, make sure that we don't have any errors, which we don't. Okay, and obviously wherever we get these empty game slots, let's just make sure that we put the correct things in there. So light breathing into light breathing and heavy breathing into heavy breathing. Great. Okay, so in the next video I'm gonna do a walkthrough.